Welcome to Strange History, where we talk about the strange and wonderful history of our world and the people or the aliens that are on it. This episode is about the weird and wonderful world of conspiracy theories. Some conspiracies hold merit and after many years have been proven to be true, but some are just outlandish and so far-fetched you have to wonder how far down the rabbit hole someone has gone to believe them. First, let's talk about a conspiracy I've been avoiding for ages. I've had people tell me they dove down this rabbit hole just to see what the hubbub is about. When they emerged on the other side, they were mortified. They could barely talk about it. Hence the reason I personally have avoided it. There are enough mortifying things in this world for me, but for you guys, I dove in just a little. I scanned the archives of this subject and saw it went all the way back to Plato. We're talking about the flat earth theory. Of all the conspiracy theories that litter the internet, the flat earth conspiracy is quite possibly the most curious. After all, ancient Greeks figured out that the planet's shape and even its circumference to exactly almost in the 3rd century BC. The creator of the Flat Earth Society is Samuel Shenton, and he was born in 1903. He died in 1971. He was an English conspiracy theorist and lecturer. I guess that's a job. Although his day job was painting signs, which are actually usually flat, I might add. He said that we would never be able to send men into orbit in space. So when John Glenn orbited the world, he gave Sam the proverbial finger as he sent him an Institute for Education Research and Scholarships membership with the message, "Okay, wise guy," added to it. As a result, this led to a sharp decline in the membership of the Flat Earth Society. Pictures sent back from space could not be denied, and even the smallest of children could see the Earth was indeed not flat, but it's a sphere. In 1968, during the Apollo 8 mission, Shenton admitted, if they show us a very clear picture of Earth from space, and the picture does not show all the continents, and the edges of the picture is out of perspective, then that would prove that the Earth is round. Until then, we shall continue fighting to prove that the Earth is flat. A month later, Shenton cried foul and conspiracy, and when asked about the pictures, he said, that's where those Americans and Russians are so damn cunning. For some reason or other, they obviously want us to think the world is round. Some of the pictures have been blatantly doctored, studio shots probably. Following Apollo 11, he added, the astronauts are hypnotized into believing they go into space. Even with their training, those chaps wouldn't have the nerve to be fired off the top of an explosive rocket, and the lack of observations they bring back is negligible. By 1968, his health had deteriorated and he died in 1971. He left his successor, the society, with merely 100 members. There's also a theory that the Earth is hollow and a whole Earth civilization lives down there. Now, nobody's ever traveled further than the caves allow below the surface of the Earth. We still really have never seen the middle of the Earth, so either it's hollow and Shangri-La awaits us, or it's a big hunk of iron, like they say. My opinion on this matter is if the Earth was flat, the cats of the world would have pushed everything off of it by now. And if there's some advanced civilization below the Earth, they would have come up here and noped us off the planet, as this civilization is doing a good job of destroying our world.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. We gotta save the Earth. Start putting in the work.
Society loves a good conspiracy about a popular public figure, either whether they're still alive or being dead, from Elvis to JFK to Princess Diana. I think what it boils down to is people love a good mystery as much as they love that person. This one, however, is new to me. Apparently, Paul McCartney is still alive, contrary to what conspiracy theorists would like us to believe. The conspiracy is that on November 9th in 1966, Paul McCartney got into an argument with the other Beatles, stormed out of the studio, and was promptly decapitated in a car accident. To cover the whole thing up, the band hired a look-alike and a sound-alike. The band dropped clues in their album covers and lyrics to hint to the public that something was amiss. For example, on the cover of Abbey Road album, all 4 Beatles are photographed striding across a zebra crossing, but only Paul is barefoot and out of step with the other 3. Rumors have swirled for years that Elvis never left the building and Michael Jackson is still alive and perhaps in a number of different places. Soon after his death, a border officer said he saw Michael Jackson crossing the border from California into Mexico. However, not a single person in Mexico has seen Michael Jackson yet. His own daughter actually said she believed he was murdered, and what was said was to cover up the murder. And keep in mind, his own doctor was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and served 2 years in jail for his part in MJ's death. But who knows? Maybe he's alive and well, living with Princess Di in the lost city of Atlantis. The most terrifying conspiracy of all is aliens, because we still have not proven if we're alone in the universe, nor have we proven if we're not. So aliens could exist. Or are we the aliens and cats ruled the world before us? It boggles the mind, really. We have Area 51, which, if you have not heard of it, it's a place where the US government is supposed to have housed live aliens, crashed UFOs, and many other things. The one conspiracy theory that probably makes my hair stand on end the most is that of a race of reptilian aliens that run our government. I'm sure this is part of the propaganda machine that fuels our media into bloodthirsty frenzy, but imagine, when someone calls a politician a snake in the grass, they wouldn't be that far off. The idea of a half-lizard, half-human being goes all the way back to a pulp fiction magazine story from 1929. And currently, British conspiracy theorist David Icke, I think that's how you say his name, he's been the person to pick up this torch and carry it on. It does sometimes overlap with the New World Order conspiracy theory that suggests an elite cabal plan to institute authoritarian global government. Next, we move on to the royal family. Where do I even begin? Let's start with vampires. According to genealogy records, King Charles is believed to be a descendant of Vlad the Impaler. The king is, in fact, a great-grandson 16 times removed from Vlad. Believe it or not, King Charles has even appeared in a promotional video for the Romanian National Tourist Office. I have heard Meghan Markle's a robot, as people scrutinize every video and image of her. Now, here is one that actually could happen. The big to-do about Prince Harry and Meghan moving to the United States was actually all part of a master plan set in motion by the Queen. They moved to the US, have kids, which they have had 2 children thus far, and someday one of those kids grows up to be president and Great Britain regains control of the US. So stay tuned to see if that comes true. Here is a conspiracy that hit close to home for me. I recently discovered through my own DNA that a majority of my DNA makes me Finnish. Boy, was I shocked to learn that Finland is rumored to not be real. Thanks to a Reddit thread, there's a theory that Finland is a fictional landmass concocted by the Japanese and the Soviet Union during the Cold War in an effort to secure fishing rights in the Baltic Sea. This, of course, was started on Reddit, where all common sense goes to die. Let's talk about conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be 100% truth. There was a conspiracy that the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. In the wake of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the US government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. The truth is, the government was stealing parts of dead bodies because they needed young tissue. They recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children, and then took the samples, even limbs, each collected without notification or permission of more than 1,500 grieving families. Honestly, that is horrifying. Another conspiracy is the Dalai Lama is a CIA agent. The Dalai Lama actually pulled a 6-figure salary from the US government during the 1960s. According to declassified intelligence documents, he earned $180,000 in connection with the CIA's funding of the Tibetan resistance to the tune of $1.7 million per year. The idea was to disrupt and hamper China's infrastructure. And for all you gamers out there, this conspiracy gave me a chuckle. There is an ET buried in the deserts of New Mexico. It's been rumored for years a UFO crashed in New Mexico, but there really is an ET buried in the deserts of that state. The Atari video game company buried ET the extraterrestrial because it failed so miserably, and they buried it in a desert landfill in New Mexico. So there really is an ET buried in the desert. Many conspiracies revolve around the government, and nothing is more mysterious than secret societies. There, of course, is rumor that a secret society rules the world, the very much talked about Illuminati. It is rumored they are in cahoots with the NSA. The truth, we're here to tell you that a link does in fact exist. Of course, that link is actually a hyperlink. an electronic link between two internet sites. If you type Illuminati backwards into a web browser, you will land on the NSA website. Someone in IT at the US government either has a great sense of humor or they're leaving a trail of breadcrumbs. That is up for you to decide. We'll end this segment talking about your brain, or rather the conspiracies behind your brain and how the government is attempting to control the minds of its citizens. These conspiracies have always been around, and some turned out to be true, like the LSD testing they did in the 1950s. Let's talk about 6G. The hubbub is that it's an attempt to control the minds of the world. Researchers say 6G will stream human brain caliber AI to wireless devices. News like this sends people into a panic, of course, as it's been known that AI is a slippery, dangerous slope. There is a new wave of startups that want to make brain-computer interfaces accessible without needing surgery. Just strap on the device and think. Imagine being able to think, make my coffee when you wake up and your machine clicks on, and by the time you walk into the kitchen, there's a steaming hot cup waiting for you. We have become an instant gratification society. In my opinion, this, of course, can add convenience to our lives, but what dangers does it have? Well, it can have plenty. AI takes over the world and kills us all. This is a conspiracy in the plot to many books and movies. But 6G is proven to actually grow your brain. In mice, it helps improve brain function, but only in younger mice. In older mice, it did not have the same effect. So the conspiracy theories around 6G is still up for debate. Time will tell what is the truth and what will remain fiction. That wraps up our discussion on conspiracy theories throughout history. This could have been a much longer episode as there is so much to cover, but we can revisit this again at a later date. Tune in next Tuesday for another episode of Strange History. This podcast was produced by Dead to Me Productions, and of course, I, your host, Amy Domestico, dove down all these rabbit holes for you. A big thanks to Spreaker for being such a great podcasting platform. Love you guys.